quickly.
Let me close that and then try to open.
So I think we're going to go ahead and have to do, unfortunately, one of those forced stopping points, and that is just very unfortunate that is going to be the case, but I will go ahead and adjust my notes as necessary. That is perfectly fine. Don't fight the system. Gotta just work with it. All right.
So,
All right, so guys, we will be right back here in just a few moments here on this stream. Bear with us just for a few moments. Thank you. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. Be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. So sorry for the delays there. We got the issues, I think, fixed. So maybe, just maybe, we can continue on this session unhinged. But if we start having further issues, we might just have to kind of call it a night at some point. But regardless, let's go ahead and get the recording starting in 3, 2, and 1. We are now live with our recording starting now. All right, so Cacta, to pick back up where we are at, let's. So you were going to go ahead and light up that flamethrower, correct?
And in order to try to melt whatever ice and snow.
Okay, so you're going ahead and melting the ice and snow. Okay, wonderful.
Melt that snow.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, you begin to start melting the snow around the immediate area, kind of clearing out some of this huge thick blanket of snow, and it melts it down to kind of the base ground there. You can kind of see this frozen over kind of bluish grass that's a little bit more unnatural than what you're familiar with, but it seems to be its default color. As far as this figure goes, you see a lot of the snowy piles of snow that have just kind of loosely been on him start to melt off. As far as all of the frozen frost that is kind of this wet kind of icy frost that's on their feathers and on their armor, just kind of starts to kind of wash off a little bit. But when you bring the torch a little bit more closer to them, the first thing you notice is that they don't have, you immediately are able to tell off the bat that as soon as you bring the light closer to them, that this is, for all intents and purposes, a child's toy. This is another one of these stuffed animals. It was a little bit more obscured because they're wearing heavy plate mail armor, and but outside of that, you can tell that they are this brown owl with this kind of silvery armor that they are wearing. But the armor is unlike what you would see traditionally with like a paladin or things of that nature. There's no insignias of any sort of church affiliation. In fact, it is mingled in with what looks to be small little rodent bones, and there's bits of like strange runic symbols all over their armor that has been etched in meticulously in what looks to be carved originally and then painted in this kind of crimson little small red runes kind of going over their armor. And their claymore is no different. The hilt and then the pommel are all this beautiful kind of gold color. And as far as the blade goes, you've never seen anything like it. It's almost black as the night, but at the same time shimmers like a crystal, like a purple crystal. Almost duality there of this purple sheen with this almost kind of endless black blade. It's very beautiful and kind of mesmerizing. But regardless of all of this, to kind of pan back out and focus back on this character, they are not this weird icy blue. And in fact, they seem to just be somberly staring out into the expanse of the night. But when you bring that flame just a little bit closer, you immediately see them change the positioning of their claymore, ripping it out of the ground, and with one motion, swing it around and slam it into your flamethrower and knock your flamethrower to the ground and have the blade at your throat within a matter of milliseconds. And he says, "Who are you? Friend or foe?"
Well, seeing as I did just unmelt you, I figured that would have been evidence enough.
Melted? I am not melted.
You were frozen.
Frozen. Frozen in thought, I suppose. Not physically.
No, you were definitely physically frozen.
He,
You may have forgotten, but you were turned into toys by Jack Frost in an attempt to save you guys.
Yes. Yes, I'm aware of Jack Frost. And as he says this, he moves the blade further away from you and slings it over his shoulder. And he says, Jack Frost is a friend of this village. As for the Ice King, I cannot. I'm sorry, what?
Was Jack Frost unfortunately passed, but not before tasking me with trying to end this eternal winter.
As
And with that, I walk up and I approach between him and the owl and say, "That is right, old friend. It is I, Raleigh."
And then he cuts your head off.
I want to just interject here. As it's almost like this character doesn't even acknowledge Raleigh. You saying that the sheer physical reaction of you saying that Jack Frost has passed away looks like it hit this character like a freight train. You see him, his sword that he was having kind of casually slinged over his back, you see him release it and it drops behind him and slams into the ground, and you see him just recoil and fall to his knees. And he says, Jack, is dead?
The king sent out an assassin who managed to poison him.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I am very muchly aware of that. I just didn't know it was a mortal wound to this caliber. This is terrible news. And you see him just staring dejectedly, even more so angrily, at the mountains as he says this. You have to... I'm assuming Raleigh did not inform you, but maybe that's for my own benefit, but I was the one who brought Jack into this village, and I was the one who oversaw the transformation. I am very muchly aware of the transformation. I assure you I was not asleep. I was the first one that went under and the first one that came back, because we have to have a Sentinel watch. That is my name, of course. Sentinel. He starts maniacally laughing. Although I don't think I'm doing that great of a job, if you ask me. I was supposed to be there watching Jack. And those things, those bloody things got to him. I looked away for a matter of seconds, and just like the thieves in the night that they are, they stabbed him.
I'm gonna give him a hug, because he very obviously needs one.
I think that he allows you to hug him, but I don't think that he physically reacts to it. It seems like he is lost in his mind as he continues to talk. But you do notice the rigidness of him kind of soften. And he continues and he says, I brought him back to the village. There was not much that could be done. He said that he had a final urgent request that he had to do for the village. Before retiring back to his home, he said he was going to wait there and heal up. He took Raleigh back with him. The rest I'm sure you already know. But...
well, if it's of any importance, he may be partially to blame for me even being here in the first place.
Who, Jack?
And I'll explain like the entire events that unfolded before like I got pulled into the book, like after I get pulled in, like the entire trail that led me to him.
Okay. I think with that, I think he takes pause in what he's saying. You can see that he is still trembling in some unknown emotion that he is not making known to you, but you have a feeling that there is some sort of mixture of hurt, anger, and some other emotion that is deeply, deeply making it very difficult for him to kind of stay focused. But you can tell he's intently listening to your words as you recount the situation up to this moment. And after some time, he nods. He pulls away from you and he pats you on the shoulder with his wing. He says, "Well," and he stands up and he grabs his sword. And he says, "Jack has a mysterious way of making things happen. Whether it is of his accord or the fates unknown. I suppose we could use all of the help that we can get. You see, as I said, I've not been frozen over. I've merely just been stuck in two turmoilous states of mind. You see, as the sentinel to this village, my task is to my people, to protect them from those things out there. But I feel as though I blame myself for what has happened. How much of it I don't know, but stuck between that and the fact that I can't go for help without abandoning my people. And, I sure as hell won't stand a damn match against the Ice King. Whatever's happened to him. Well, he's turned his back on his people and everything. But
I fear it may not have been his choice.
Maybe you're right.
It seems there are forces greater than us here at work. We
All
owe it to Jack to try to prevent it from getting any worse.
Maybe you're right. What has become of the others? Are they still okay?
We've managed to find two of them.
Well,
Whatever their names were.
I think you say this in canon, and to that he laughs. He says, "It's perfectly fine.
Never been too great with names.
It's perfectly fine. You're a stranger to these lands, however unforgiving they are. Well, tell you what, I suppose I have standed here long enough, doing not much of anything. You may be a sight for sore eyes in that regard. Come, let us go round up the others, and maybe, just maybe, there might be a ray of hope here for a better tomorrow. Why don't you lead the way?" What do you do?
With that, I'll start walking towards the, obviously past the main hut and towards the, other side, where supposedly we're supposed to find the, druidic person.
Okay.
The kangaroo, and potentially anyone else that might be on that side.
And Raleigh, what do you do? Do you follow?
Yeah, I just follow.
And as
I
Raleigh...
wonder if maybe as the leader of these people, perhaps I have on some level failed them myself.
And as you ponder this thought and wade through the endless expanse of snow and also wonder why your friend Sentinel is so much more taller than you are, and all of these ponderous thoughts and what it all really means, and it's all just so confusing. this is where we will end today's session.
Yay, we got a new ally that'll help us out.
And editor, this is where we'll go ahead and end the recording here for this one. As far as the video side of things, we will continue rolling. All right. Wow. Okay, I will be honest. Some of those performances from my side as the NPCs, like, really actually did bring out some emotions in me. I wasn't expecting that. That was very interesting. So thank you guys, everyone who is in our Twitch stream, for tuning in tonight. It is wonderful being able to see all of you guys here tonight. We really appreciate it. We're now, of course, in the after show, if you haven't already figured it out. Sorry to spoil it if it's a spoiler for you, but welcome to the after show. This is where we kind of just talk about our thoughts, and I grab a tissue for all of these emotions of channeling things through me, these raw emotions of these characters. But with all of that said, welcome to the after show. So, guys, do you have any thoughts or anything that you guys would care to talk about regarding everything so far? A lot has kind of inspired in such a small little circle of a radius area.
I think I'm playing my character fairly well with all the hindrances that I'm supposed to have.
Oh, the long sea of hindrances. Yes.
The curious, impulsive, overconfident.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Oh, wow.
Eric?
Wow. Wowzers.
What? What just
Yeah, so
That was the whole thing. Yeah.
I gotta get a new phone service or something. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, as far as that goes, Mike, I just want to let you know, please don't spam call me. I do see your messages. I have my phone right next to me. When you do that, I cannot call you back. So just keep that in mind.
Oh no! I mean, you have been able to reach.
Oh no! I called you just now, and it went straight to voicemail. So I just want to let you know that that's what happened there.
No. Actually, I heard you going, wow.
Yeah, because it had answered on my personal cell phone, which was the problem. That's what was going on there. Anyways, back on track. So Smokey, you were talking about Cacta. What was going on with Cacta? What were you saying there?
I feel like I've actually been playing him quite well with the hindrances.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because my base personality fits really well with the hindrances that he's supposed to have.
Yeah, no, I think that you're actually playing them really well. I will say it would be very
prankster.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, there is of course the option there of sorry, I'm checking something here on our stream. That would be really annoying if that would not have been doing. Okay, good. Thank goodness. It's also still broadcasting to YouTube. Okay, thank goodness for that. That would have been really annoying. All right, carrying on. Yeah, I think that you're playing your character very well. I think that given the exhaustive list of hindrances, and for those of us in the audience who are kind of wondering what I'm talking about with hindrances, because we have switched our format, hindrances in this version of my game basically are just things that the player has to kind of like keep in mind when it comes to their character. There's of course boons and hindrances, and the hindrances just mean that there's certain things, whether positive or negative, that may affect their play style of the game. But to follow back up and to get to the point, Smokey, yeah. I think that it would be so easy looking at that exhaustive list of things there for you to just basically be a total murder hobo. But I'm so glad. I just want to give you credit. I'm so glad that you're playing your character in this way. It is honestly.
I never really saw him as a murder hobo.
I don't think anyone ever has.
Once he gets into like a battle, he's gonna fight until
Oh yeah, yeah.
One side is down on the other. If
It's
forced
like
into
it's like Cacta. We need you to go in there into that house, right? And just level that place. Just take out. Just go in there.
Just
and
destroy
do your
everything.
thing. You're like, yes,
Oh, if
that's
you
what.
if you need me to level a house, that's where my chaotic prankster comes into play.
Oh jeez.
Exactly.
From my side of things, and this is, I always kind of want to know, like, get a little bit of a check in here. It seems like our audience really is, of course, enjoying some of these characters. I think Ricardo was saying that he really enjoyed Lulu. Do we have any favorite characters that have been kind of debuted so far? Where are we at, like, with character NPC situation? What's going on the
I love
fronts?
Jack Frost. I hope I see more of him.
Well, that's
You
unfortunate.
mean scattered across the lands?
So Rue is saying that they really enjoyed Sentinel. I think Sentinel is a very conflicted character. I think that, I mean, I think you're able to, hopefully through my performance, hopefully see that he is definitely, without lack of better words, I think holding himself personally responsible for this. And I think that that's just such a heavy emotional state to be in, knowing that
It's
you
why
have all of that responsibility weighing on your
It's why I
shoulders.
had decided to try to to inform him about just how I got there and everything.
I think
Like-
that in that moment, at least from my side of things, I think that was awesome of what you did there, because I think there was, as you can see, I think he was getting lost in the sea of emotions, and I think you were kind of being a grounding stone there to try and kind of tether him back to reality.
As I said, I built Cacta around my own personality. It's what I personally try to do.
I think that that's really awesome. Let me see here. Let me take a look here through my notes. Were you surprised, Raleigh, learning that Lulu Rose was your daughter? That was a curveball that I
Yeah.
threw out of nowhere. That was not even tied to my notes. I was just like, "What the hell? Let's do it."
How does a bear give birth to a pig?
Well,
Or is this a Kermit situation?
oh my God, no, literally none of the
Weren't a
above.
bear and a pig before.
If this was a test, I think you would have completely failed every bit of that with that response there. I want to kind of circle back. Speaking of really bad responses, I really just want I want to cycle back here through the chat back to something that Rue had commentated on, but because I was in the moment there with the narration, I wasn't able to to talk about it. So we had that awesome epic description with the when you were sitting in the throne, we had that awesome epic description where we were talking about like that flashback and how Jack was like, this is don't give up hope and blah blah blah, and you were like recounting all of this, and Cactus' response is, I knew most of that. It was such a punch to the gut of me, and I think most of the audience. Like, I think Rue like responded back with like -2 to response.
Well, it was more of like supposed to be directed like in canon, like towards.
Yeah, because I was recounting it back to him. He's like, "Yeah, I already know this stuff."
It's like wow, okay, well, I guess excuse me for getting into the moment with my amazing narration and just yeah, we've already seen this scene. Can we move forward, please? Like, gosh, like, why are we continuing? Like, who is this Jack Frost character anyway? Why do we care? Like, what a loser! Like, he died already. Just, gosh. Oh wow. I just wanted to circle back to that because I found that really funny.
my character is supposed to be arrogant.
Yeah, he is arrogant. That is a trait of his. And I think I want to make sure I'm not throwing you under the bus here, Smokey. I think you played your character very accurately to how they would respond based upon how you've designed them. I just find it really funny because from my perspective as the DM, I'm like, well, damn, I guess I'm just chopped liver here. Oh, fuck me, huh?
Okay.
I find it really interesting, your choices in stuffed animals so far.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
your thoughts?
Fireheart was probably the most in character.
Oh yeah, the fire part was probably the most in character. Yeah, with the that was really fun. You know, I do want to give you credit, Mike. I was not expecting any of that, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening here from both Mike's perspective and, of course, Smokey. Both of your guys' way of handling fire is both extremely concerning. I want to first preface that. As someone who has built this world, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen here at all. I am deeply disturbed. I literally had to step in. I was like, no, putting a safety net here. We are not burning down Rose Petal's house.
Hey, I wasn't trying to burn it down. I was just lighting everything.
No, not you. You weren't the
Oh,
problem. Raleigh was the loose cannon here, and it was very alarming. I was like, where is my fire extinguisher? I know I left it in this DM closet somewhere. I have to figure out an alternative.
For me, I'm a little more comfortable around fire, seeing as my character's dad is literally a demon.
Yeah, but see, I think moving forward from this, I think Cacta's learning experience here is Cacta has no issue with fire. Fire is like second nature. It's everyone else around your circumference that I think you need to just kind of Cacta surrounds themselves with very how do you say, dangerous people, whether that be carelessly or intentionally. I think
yes,
that you...
I love dripping the rabbit from the sack as well.
Yeah.
I had to do it that way just because it just felt perfect.
Yeah, just for those of us who don't have access to the chat, Rue was basically saying they loved the part where the rabbit was just ripped from the bag like a limp sack of meat. Yeah, that I love the way that you described it, just like as a magician and just kind of like carelessly toss it onto the ground.
I am still trying to find a particular somebody's house. I'm still expecting them to be somewhere in this story.
I will give you a spoiler alert. They are not in this story at all. Not even remotely.
Really?
No,
My favorite one. My favorite one.
And I know what you're saying, but here's the thing. All of these characters have very specific tie-ins to very specific things, and unfortunately that character would have pressed it down a narrative path that I was actually not trying to go down, and so it would not have actually worked. It would have taken it. As you can see, Mike, we are already handling so much heightened emotions. That would have just taken it too far into one direction I'm not trying to go. If that makes sense.
I just realized, all we're missing is a tiger.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out who we are yet.
Yeah, we are missing a tiger somewhere. And that's also not in this story, unfortunately. You know what? Maybe, you know what?
You pretty much made the entire cast of Winnie the Pooh.
There you go! And he's made it! Woo!
Maybe.
We're missing the tiger, and I'm pretty sure Eeyore was the one that you didn't
That's
want to
what I'm
add
talking
in.
about! I was like, aw, my favorite one, Eeyore.
Well, I will neither confirm nor deny anything that is being said right now because I don't want to be sued by any specific companies or entities. At the end of the day, everything is, part of fantasy and parody.
It's covered under parody.
Yeah.
We can say that it was modeled after, but it doesn't have to necessarily... We're not using names.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
so that was Um,
Yeah, let's get
there
to
was
the
a
chat here. Hold on. Yeah,
there was
so what was going on in the beginning? What was being pried from the rock? I missed that and just heard someone had a crowbar and was very concerned. So Smokey, you can kind of go over that. You were already answering that. I just wanted to preface that for Mike.
so with that there was on the main hall there was a doorway that was covered up by a giant fur, and
Yes.
I was removing the stuff holding it in place so that the fur could be used elsewhere.
You know, this is a question that I was wanting to ask you, Smokey, in game, but I didn't get a chance to preface it just with everything that I was kind of going over with my notes and things of that nature. Um, what did Cacta end up doing with that fur? I mean, did you put it in your bag? Did you drape it around
Well,
you like some
seeing
sort
as
of
now I have a
blanket?
bag of, seeing as you again said that I had a bag of holding,
Yes, I did say that.
that's yeah, I'd say I put it in the bag of holding.
Okay. Um, so that's good to know because I'm going to add that in here to the notes here just to make sure that we
Because I'd
have
like to
that.
make sure that doesn't get too dirty.
Yeah, that is actually rabbit and then fur.
Well, the rabbit's no longer in the bag.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, if only he was a cat, then I would have let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, these
Ha
jokes.
ha!
All right.
Good jokes, folks.
There we go. And yeah. Main campaign and overwrite and save. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead
I was
and
really looking forward to hearing. Well, guys, I'm glad you thawed me out. Not that I'm really worth anything.
so here's a good question for you guys. What are we thinking about this thawing out situation? I mean, I'm sure you guys have your own thoughts and theories. What are you guys thinking about that? Do you think this is just an effect of the weather or something more?
I mean, you said there were literally demonic reindeer all around.
Well, I mean,
I don't care if you didn't say they were reindeer. I know they're reindeer.
well, I never said that they were all around. I mean, I've never specifically said that.
I mean, technically, it was hinted at by one of the characters you voiced.
These are the yeah. I mean, I did refer to the. Hold on, and let me go back to my notes. And I quote the monsters in the dark. So I did say that.
And I did describe them.
This is true. So yeah. These are all great kind of questions. But do you think so? You're thinking that it's tied to that somehow? Is that what you're kind of saying? Or
I think it's all one large picture.
Okay. Interesting. Do I have any more questions?
The ones freezing over are the ones who are losing hope.
These are all very good. It seems like overall, it seems like you guys enjoyed the session. At least I would hope so. I think, yeah, you know what? That's a great question, Rue. How am I even awake? I don't know how you're awake. I don't know how I'm awake, considering I have to be up in less than about 2 hours, for my main job. So I think with that being said, guys, this is where we're going to go ahead and end the stream because I don't have anything else to add to our little bit of afterthought here. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I see that there's about a good 5 of you in chat. If you guys stay in chat, I will be going ahead and transitioning us over to a raid party. So please feel free to go ahead and stay online if you want to. If not, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me and checking out the stream. So, as always, until next time, I want to wish you all safe travels and fair winds. Good night, everyone, and thank you guys so much for watching. All right.
Until we meet again, I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now. Until
DJ
we meet
Scoop.
again.